I'm Dom,
And I'm Al.
and you're watching the Resilient Shift podcast. Super excited for this episode. This is a special episode for me. We're gonna have my mom on today. She's the strongest woman I know. And we're gonna get to talk about our experiences with my diagnosis, my treatments, basically just living with cancer and her perspective of, you know, having a kid with cancer. So super special episode. This is the first time that me and my mom have really talked about our experiences over the last, almost 15 years at this point. A little bit less, but super excited, and we hope you guys enjoy the interview.
Yeah. And I think it's super special to have your mom on, just from a mom's perspective. Like, I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this, of what parents go through, or what someone really close goes to, like seeing their own child struggle. So that is our hopes, not only to allow Dom and his mom to connect about this, but we want other people to learn from this and be able to reach out. And, there's no advice or right things we can say to someone, because it's not going to take away what you're going through, but at least just have someone there. And hopefully this could be like your own little hug listening to us talk about it.
Super special episode, and let's get into it.
So hi, everyone. So today we have Dom's mom with us. So welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
So Dom, what's it like for you to have your mom on the pod with us?
It's super special. Obviously love my mom. And she, as much as she tells me that I've been a champ to this whole thing, she has too. And I'm excited for not only me to hear her perspective of my diagnosis and kind of having a kid with cancer, but I think it's important other people hear it too.
Yeah. So like Dom said best, he mentioned that you're a champ too. So what does that mean to you to hear him say that?
Everything. I almost cried when he said it. It means everything to know that he saw and appreciated everything that went on, everything we did. It means everything to me.
Oh, I love to hear that. What was it like for you? So I'm sure so many different emotions, but when you first found out he was diagnosed, how did you find out? What was your reaction?
My reaction was a mess. We found out because he started having issues. He was only 10 and he started having issues, and I was noticing, and quite honestly, my mom noticed before me. She was watching the kids one day, and I came home and she said, something's going on with Dom. And then she actually made me aware of what she saw, and I started to see it too. So we went through every doctor you can think of before we had a diagnosis. He went to his pediatrician. We went back and forth with the pediatrician. Pediatrician sent us to another doctor. We saw dentists. We saw every doctor under the sun until we went and saw an allergist. And the allergist is the one who really picked up on the strange symptoms Dom was having. And he said to me, I'm going to call my daughter. She's a pediatric doctor. I'm just going to run his symptoms down for her. And when we got the results back, he did a quick, I think it was a blood test, right? Real quick.
It was like the allergy.
Yes. He called me back the next day and said, I made an appointment for you with a endocrinologist, and you have an appointment in, it was like an hour.
Wow.
So with that, we went and saw the endocrinologist, and she recognized a lot of the symptoms he was having as like diabetes insipidus, which could come from a head injury. So we went and got the scans, and it wasn't from a head injury. He did have a tumor on his pituitary, and he also had a tumor on his pons. Getting that diagnosis broke our heart, broke everybody in the family's heart. Nobody expected that,
God. How was it for you to, I'm sure either way it would have been hard, but to have to go from doctor to doctor and not just have a clear answer right away?
It was frustrating because I saw my son suffering in so many ways, and nobody could help him. Nobody. He was just starting middle school, 6th grade. He was out more than he was in before we got a diagnosis. We actually thought it was nerves, maybe. But no, it was the endocrinologist diagnosed him with Langerhans cell histiocytosis, which is clots of bad cells land on different parts of the body. It landed on his brain. So from there, we were thrown into a world that we didn't know. We didn't know how to navigate. Thank God for our family and that they picked up a lot with Nicholas where we couldn't. They were our sounding boards when we got our diagnosis, when we were sad, angry. Literally, if it wasn't for my family, I don't know we would have gotten through this the way we did. I don't think Nicholas would have came out as great as he is. And just to see them rally around him to this day, they rally for him always.
That sounds really special. And did you at any point, like going from doctor to doctor, start to doubt yourself and the things you saw?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember being on the phone with my mom crying, like, what if we're not seeing this? What if I am? Once the diagnosis came, we were on high alert for everything. We watched everything. We learned as much as we could. They told me not to Google. I Googled it. I was Googling for literally a year, trying to figure out like what his future was going to look like. So, thank God he did really well with it. His strength gave everybody strength. You know, we literally got our strength from him.
Well, that's very special to hear.
It was.
How did you get through it? I know his strength, but is there anything you did, even if it was something unhealthy, healthy? Like, what habits did you do to?
I cried. I cried. I mean, in the shower, in my room. I cried in the car. That first year of him being diagnosed, having brain surgery, and then going into treatment. I mean, it was like that. Once we found out what it was, the doctors just, again, rallied around him. They did everything. It
sounds it. And I think that is something to say because I think sometimes we're ashamed of crying or someone we love is suffering. But you needed to feel those emotions, and I think
absolutely
you had to.
And I don't think I felt them that first year. We were like robots. Kevin and I, we were robots. We just did what we had to do. We were we were with him 24/7, but we kind of numbed ourselves for a while to make sure that we were there for him and not breaking down.
Yeah. When you did numb yourself, did it do anything that you think wasn't good for you or that you may have reacted differently because of that?
I think fear took over with me. I was worried about everything. I was worried about the food he was eating. I was worried about him at school. I mean, I was a worrywart, worse than I am today.
I was going to ask that. Do you still have those fears now?
I do.
You do?
I do. Most definitely. I see him. He's a grown man now, but that fear is always there. Like, we talked about scan anxiety. Dom and I used to talk about that, and it's a real thing. It's not fake. That pressure of knowing you're going for a scan and knowing that call could come any minute is it's pressure. It's intense. I don't even know how to describe it. But to this day, I think we all do. We may not voice it or admit it, but that scan anxiety is there.
I feel like it used to be worse when I was in like pediatrics in Northwell, because we would do it and we wouldn't hear for like almost like it could be like up to 2 weeks.
It was. Well, that was only 1 or 2. They gave you your results very fast too. It may not have felt like that for you, but they did.
I feel like we get them much faster now.
Well, now, we're working with Dr. Diamond at Sloan, and he's amazing. He called Dominic on a Saturday morning to tell him his scans were good.
The day we went to the parade, actually.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's an amazing man. I feel so lucky that his doctors at Cohen's put us on to him. And this doctor is known worldwide for the scans. I mean, for the disease Dom has.
And the new treatment he developed, real quick, we're going to put the link in the description. He just wrote a whole paper on my disease, the type of treatment that I got. It's like a whole case study.
Dom is a whole case study on him.
So we'll drop the link so you guys can check it out. A lot of big words, but
that's pretty special.
Cool.
And what you said, saying it was worse back then with your scans to now, just because of the wait time, I think it's also different because when we're younger, it's kind of in your hands, right? You get the calls now where a little bit more responsible. And also, at least with me and having all of the apps for your appointments, they upload your report right away. Which I think is good or bad because sometimes you read it and you don't know, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing?
Yeah, I don't really look at the reports. My reports, at least it's slow now, are pretty standard. They say things like no growth on the brain ponds or something. So I could kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah.
But they used to be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. And how has it changed for you, that transition from the pediatric care a little bit to now adulthood?
It's really not that bad because he still wants us present and present with him in there. So it's not bad. And the doctors treat us so kindly. They'll, like I said, call, give him the information, help us if we have any questions. So I really think it was worse back then. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds it. And do you have any, it sounds like a lot of we said fear, emotions, right? Was there any good memories from this that you may have had or shared? So it could be,
my goodness.
What are some that you have?
So many. From his diagnosis and his sickness, we went into a world we had no idea what we were in for. We have met the most amazing doctors, the most amazing nurses. Just to see our family come together and rally. So many. We've met so many kind and nice people since him being diagnosed. To watch his teachers rally for him. I would send him to school and I would be so nervous that I didn't want him to go to school, but he wanted to go to school, which was big. And I could never tell him no. But to see his teachers rally around him and become part of his world and be interested and just take care of him. The nurses, oh my gosh, the nurse at the middle school, amazing. The nurses at the high school, amazing. They just took him and they took care of him no matter what he needed. He had it at school.
That's awesome. That probably helped you too, not being there.
It made me call. The teachers would text me, just saw Dom in the hallway. He looks great. Or Dom's not feeling good. He would go and lay down on this one teacher's, the heating vent. And he would lay on there because the heat made him feel better. And she would let him. And every teacher he had from middle school to now college, have been amazing. They take care of him.
Oh, that's so special. You always need that team behind you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you and Dom? And Dom, maybe you can answer this too. Is there any memories you guys have together from this, or opportunities you may have been given from going through treatment in these hard times?
Yeah. There's honestly so many,
right? I was thinking, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
That was an amazing trip. And I'll be honest with you, when he was in middle school, when he was first diagnosed, they came to us and they said, "Oh, we would like to put Dom in." And I said, no, I couldn't bring us there yet.
Okay.
And I couldn't, the first year, I couldn't even admit what was really happening. We were just going through it.
Yeah.
So I said no. and then as time went on, they asked us again, and he did get his wish, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and tell me about that. I know your wish, but let the viewers know.
Yeah, I went to the Giants practice facility. We spent a day at their practice, met all the players, got a whole bunch of gear, met the owners. I met Roger Goodell.
Amazing people.
Yeah, and then that Sunday, we went to the game in the Legends Suite, all the memorabilia. we were like watching the game next to like Hakeem Nicks and Ahmad Bradshaw.
Amazing. And let me just tell you, those football players, the nicest
I'm
people in the
sure.
world.
Yeah.
You see them on the field and you see them rough and tough, and then you see them with a 15-year-old, and
Yeah, was
So
was
pretty
Saquon
amazing.
Barkley calling you mama?
yes,
Well,
he
that's a
became
core
he
memory.
became my favorite, Mr. Barkley.
Yeah, it was cool. That was his rookie season. So
Yeah,
I
he had
repaired
just
his
started,
cleats.
so
Yeah.
he took off his cleats right there, and gave him
Wow.
to sign him and gave him to Dom.
So cool.
And he had the whitest socks ever. I was so impressed with his socks.
Wow. That is special. And I think there's so many things to learn from that. Like you had such a special moment, but then it's like the reason for it isn't
Yes,
that great.
it's-
And you at
it's
first,
difficult.
that denial part or just not even wanting
Absolutely.
the special part to it. I think it takes a lot to get there. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to you and just aren't,
Yeah.
they might not understand why they don't want their kid to be a Make-A-Wish. But it is something special, and I'm glad you got to experience that.
I'm glad I'm glad for him, because it was an amazing
I think she had more
uplifting.
fun than me.
I really think
I'm
he did.
sure.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's probably fun for you too to see him smiling, because so much of that time is probably hooked up to IVs, getting chemo.
yes.
So to see that, it felt not
So
normal,
good.
but it didn't feel.
It was good. It was
That's
good. It was
awesome.
good to see him. And it was one of the first things I would say we've really done with your disease, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? It was good to just let that go. And
of course, and
just
not have to worry about a
be there.
test.
Yes.
Yeah, that is special.
Yeah. Can you like remember any times like when we weren't supposed to be having a good time, but like we did have a good time?
Yeah, he had a blast every treatment.
I wouldn't say I had a blast.
No,
every treatment.
listen, those nurses worked so hard. He was there to get
I was so
that.
mean to them too.
And some of them he was so mean to, but there was one, what was Sam? Her name was Sam, but what was her position?
She's
Child
like,
life.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a year, we're going for a whole week, every week. And then we go back for tests on every 2 weeks. So we became regulars at Cullen's. But again, even there, the
security guard, Robert,
they became friends.
he was the man.
Like it was
He's a
just
big Ranger fan.
we as horrible as all that was, and as horrible as being in the hospital and everything, seeing someone just be kind to him or understand him or just treat him regular, not like he's sick.
Yeah.
That was very special to me. He had a ton of games. He played games. They had a water fight. He had a water fight with Sam.
No, do you remember what they gave? Like they gave me like the IV straws.
Oh yeah.
And we used the syringe and like we filled it up with soda.
Oh my gosh.
They were like squirting in my mouth.
Yeah, they did whatever they could. They would have stood on their heads for him.
I think those are the special moments, especially for me when I was sick. Like I look back at like my fun doctors and like the games.
Yes.
You still remember the hard parts, but like when you talk about it, you want to share these good moments.
Now I can.
Yes.
I don't think I could have a couple of years ago.
No. When did you get to the point where you were able to? What was the turning point?
His diagnosis was really off for a long time. We didn't know what was coming.
I'm sure that was hard.
The minute this doctor said, "Oh, I think he's good. Let's give him 3 months, give him 4 months."
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have to go back for 6 months.
I know.
So, yeah.
That is special. Did you learn anything about yourself during this time?
I'm a crybaby. I'm easily agitated. I learned, what did I learn? I learned so much.
Yeah.
I can't just pick one. So much. I learned, honestly, family. You need them.
Yeah.
I don't know where we would have been without them. Without, my husband's family. Our family, his friends, parents. I mean, without them, even his friends' parents would help Nicholas and take Nicholas and do things and stuff. My family did that.
Peter
for
Hudak
Nick.
when I bumped my head ice skating.
You were still in treatment when you did that.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Let him tell you.
Oh my God. We went to, like, it was me and like 5 of my friends. Like, we went to the rinks. My friend's dad took us. It was Matt. Yeah, it was Matt Hudak. It was his dad. And we all like went to the rinks, and like she told me like I had to wear my helmet. I had to wear my helmet.
You didn't wear your
None of
helmet.
my friends were wearing their helmets.
So you didn't wear your
So
helmet.
I did. I bought my helmet, just left it
Wow.
outside.
Rule breaker
And
there.
yeah. And then I went to pivot and skate backwards. And when I pivoted, literally my head just hit the floor.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember like banging it. Like I didn't really know what happened. And it was like all of a sudden I was skating and all of a sudden I was on the floor. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. And then I remember looking up and I didn't feel any blood. Like, you know, like when you start to bleed, like you feel that like sensation. I didn't feel any blood, but I just remember like the look of like the skate monitor. I'll never forget it. It was like, had to be this like high school girl. And she like, her face was like white as a ghost. Like she looked like she just saw a monster. And I ended up having a huge welt in my head. I had just a little cut. I didn't like cut.
Your nose was very swollen.
Yeah,
Your
I had a
lip.
pretty bad bump. We'll try to find the picture and put it in
Oh yeah,
the
definitely. I have it.
post-production. Yeah.
So did you just go to the hospital or anything after that?
I
Like, was it-
didn't. No, they
Oh.
kind of wanted me to. The medic like took me like in the back at the rinks. He checked me out, and like it honestly didn't hurt that bad. Like my head was throbbing, but I wasn't crying. I mean, not that I really, to be honest.
But I think it's more like, and you might be able to talk to this scary where like, if a kid not going through treatment or with a diagnosis hit their head,
Yeah.
it might just be like, all right, let's just
Right.
monitor you. But for you, it's always that like,
Oh yeah.
okay, what if? Is this more serious because of this? Did
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
I remember
Oh, yeah.
Pete. I remember Pete like coming like off the rink, and I was like, Pete, don't tell my mom. Don't tell my mom. He was like, dude, you have a huge gash in the middle of your head. He's like, I have to tell your
He
mom.
did. He called me. He said, "Don't get nervous." But Tom fell. I think he should come. I flew in the car. It was 5:00 coming from here to Smithtown. What is it? Smithtown.
Yeah, it's like Smithtown Hop Hop.
Hop Hog. Took me forever, and all I could think was, "Oh my God, he hit his head. Pete's not telling me everything. What am I going to see?" And turns out he was pretty beat up.
Did you in that moment yell at him or could you not because of everything he had going on?
No, I couldn't. I held it. But he did get it, maybe once we were home and I knew he was okay.
Yeah.
Only because I said, please wear the helmet. We have to protect the soft head.
Yes.
And he wanted no part of being any different than anybody else. That was a little bit of a tough swallow for me because all he wanted to do was be a kid. He wanted to do what his friends were doing.
Yeah.
And he was limited, but he was also limited with his strength.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
I didn't, he was saying no to a lot of what the other kids were doing.
Yeah.
So when something came up, that,
Yeah. It was probably hard for you because you wanted to
I wanted
follow
to
what
put him in
doctors
a
were saying, but you
bubble.
wanted him to not feel that emotional strain.
I didn't want him to feel, our biggest thing, Daddy and I, was we don't want him to feel like he's any different. We don't want him to, sports, that was tough. I didn't want him to play for a while, and he did, and it turned out good for him. But that was a huge fear that I couldn't let anybody know because.
Do you remember my last soccer game before my surgery? You can tell that story.
No, go ahead.
You can tell.
No,
you can tell it.
Oh, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to get aggressive with a little person. Never had that happen before. But it's his last game. And before the surgery, and I'm saying, no, you can't play. And he's saying, I'm playing. So
where was Dad on this?
he's like, let him play. Let him play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad was very like, this is the last game he's going to play. Let the kid play. Okay, so we're in the bleachers, me and the other moms. And a play happened where the ball was like going out and Dom was running this way and the other kid was coming from the other direction. Like I thought he was going to take out his feet and he did. And it was a completely illegal move. The kid did. So I jumped up and started to run onto the field.
You were not running.
Yes, I was.
You got up and like you were like, hey.
No, I screamed. I screamed at the boy. Then I screamed at the boy's mother. And then I made sure you were okay. And what does he do? He goes down, he slides in, picks himself up and says, don't move like that to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. That was bad. I saw a complete head crash happening. That was scary.
It was like right at the end of the game too.
Yeah.
Like the whistle blew like maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah. But I mean, you probably were extremely worried, and then you probably had all this other emotions that you were holding on to.
Absolutely.
They probably just came out.
Yeah, it did. Thank God for Janice. She held me down. She grabbed me by the back of my jacket. Do you remember that? Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't remember you like. I feel like it wasn't really that bad. Like I remember like you yelled because like you were
But you yelled at me. You got up and said, "Don't move," because I was coming.
Yeah, because I mean that was embarrassing enough. As
I was so embarrassed too, but I was like, okay.
But I feel like it wasn't as bad as like you're making it out.
Tommy, it was.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah,
until Janice comes on.
We gotta ask Janice.
Yes. So talk to me more now because it seems like this. What was your relationship like during this whole? I'm sure you've had your hard battles, your good times.
Oh yeah, I was. Unfortunately, my mom was a person that like told me a lot of things that I couldn't do, like that I wanted to do.
It's a hard person to be, but
so I was so mean to her at times. I was so mean, just because I felt like she was the only person telling me no.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like doing like the most normal like things. Like,
looking back at it now, do you understand why she did?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like,
so is there anything you want to say to your mom about?
Absolutely not.
All right. Okay.
I'm kidding. I just admitted I was mean.
I know. I just didn't.
I wouldn't change a thing. But I was mean.
I didn't know if there was like I'm sorry after that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. What else was your relationship though, besides like the hard and like being mean to her?
We spent a lot of time together because she didn't work.
I saw the minute he was sick, I stopped working.
Yeah. So like
it was me and him.
Yeah, we were like home like a lot together, especially like one during treatment weeks, obviously, because like as treatment went on, it got harder for me to go to school.
Of course.
Like I think like my first like 3 treatment cycles, I was at school like 5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah. He went. I would sit in the car because I was so scared that they were going to call me.
And you just wanted to be there.
I just was how many times?
Yeah.
She would say, I'm going to go to school. Are you sure, Dom? You don't look that great. Nope. Going to school. He's got the IV in his arm.
Yeah.
So I would drop him off and I would just go around the corner on Smith and wait because I knew.
No, it wasn't Smith. We were at Seneca.
Oh, Seneca. No, I'm talking about the high school as well.
Oh, I don't know any of that.
9th grade, you were re-diagnosed in 9th grade.
I don't remember you leaving. Like, I never heard you, like, not going home.
No, because
she probably didn't want you to know. She probably wanted you to know, like.
And I knew you were going to call.
You can do this.
It was going to take an hour. He had maybe an hour and a half in him. So, and what would happen too is I would get texts from teachers, hey, he's not looking that good. You know what I mean? So I always stayed very local, never went anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't take the bus. So she would drive me like to school in the morning, like early, and then she would pick me up like later. Like,
sounds like she did a lot for you.
Leave. Oh yeah, big time.
How was it for you? Because you mentioned him being re-diagnosed. How was that?
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking because it had already stolen his middle school years. And now starting 9th grade.
8th grade was really the only normal year that I had.
Yeah, and then he was re-diagnosed going into 9th grade. So it killed me.
Was it any easier or harder than the first time? It was harder.
It was harder because we knew now what was going to happen. He is starting to put together that, yeah, I am really sick. And,
That was so bad. I remember when they basically told me that I had to do treatment again, and we came home, I think it was like a Sunday, and I don't know what was going on, but do you remember we were
putting up
breaking up?
Christmas lights.
No, we were breaking up wood
Okay.
under the deck in the back. Or maybe we were putting up Christmas lights, but Dad like sent me and Nick to do like something else.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think we were like pulling nails out of a piece of wood because my dad wanted to use them for something else. And like, I couldn't get like a nail out of the piece of wood. And like, I just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so angry. I like threw a hammer just because like, it really had nothing to do with the wood or the nail.
But it just had to do with what you were going through.
In that moment, it was brutal. I couldn't get the nail out, and I was like, damn, my life stinks. Can't even get a nail out of this piece of wood.
Yeah. It probably was hard, and that's just how it showed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How is it? Because I know beginning you mentioned a lot about Nick, so I'm sure like a lot of the attention was on Dom as it should be. But how was it for you to not be taken away from Nick, but not be able to show up for him as you may want to?
It killed me. It killed me. There were a lot of things Nick couldn't do because I wasn't home or whatever. It was difficult. But again, I go back to my family. Without them, I don't know what I would have done. My mom would sleep at my house.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and we couldn't have gotten through it without our family.
Well,
not at all.
I'm glad you had them.
Yeah, definitely.
How was their relationship during all this, Nick and Dom?
Tough. Yeah, he wasn't that nice. He was going through a lot, and thankfully, Nicholas is such a good soul. At 9, we sat him down and said, this is what's happening. And I remember him with these big eyes telling me, "It's okay, Mom. I'm gonna help you." Yeah, and he did. Yeah. And he does, and he continues to.
Yeah.
He was, every day we would come home from treatment, Nick would be with his grandma, and they would have made him something. Remember he made you projects, and he made, every day we got home, and he, going through what he was doing, wanted to know part of that. Yeah. And I do think that there was a little bit of resentment.
Oh, for sure.
Nick and him. Nick, as young as he was and as good as he was, it was still very difficult to hear walk in a room and how's down? And, not that they're not asking about Nick, but the focus. Absolutely. So that was really hard. And on his side, it was hard to see his brother still being normal and doing the things that they would do together. Yeah. So that was hard. And I think, again, Nicholas caught on to that and tried to make it better for him. But he went through an angry stage, which is normal, not complaining about anything. But a lot of his anger was taken out on his brother for a while.
Yeah. We used to have dog fights so bad, and he would always get yelled at because he wasn't supposed to hit me because my head was soft.
I can think of a couple, but not hitting though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Remember quite a few.
You would go at him, and Nick, as good as he is not gonna sit there and be punched. But Nick was really good to him, and Nick would say, "Mom, I know, Nick, Dom needs everything right now. It's okay." And I look back now, and I say to myself, he had to grow up, really. That both of them, we faced something that kids shouldn't face, and it not only affected Dom, but it really did affect Nick in a lot of ways.
I'm sure. Is there anything you would have done differently?
Yeah. I would have been a lot more honest with Nick from the get-go. I think we were honest, but I think he feels like we weren't as honest. Like he would hear maybe Kevin and I speak, and he would hear it and then ask questions, and we'd be like, "What? What are you talking like that?" So I wish I was a little more honest.
And he probably is so hard. I don't think there's ever like what's the right thing to share, what's not. No one knows, and every family does it differently, but it's hard now to be like, what should I have said or what shouldn't I have? But there's
absolutely.
no,
I think about it all the time.
I think there's no way to know.
No. How could you?
Anything you want to say to your mom from hearing her say all these things and share these things?
Sorry I was so mean to you guys.
You were just doing what you had to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize for that.
Any questions you have for her? Anything you're so curious about that maybe you guys haven't gotten the chance
I feel
to talk
like
about?
so much stuff.
Yeah. Tell us something.
When, like, talk us like through like the exact experience of like when you found out about my diagnosis, because all I remember, like especially from like what I remember as the appointment where you guys found out, like no one told me anything. Like it wasn't until like we got home, like I remember you guys like sitting me down and like basically telling me what like chemotherapy was, pretty much, without ever using the word chemotherapy. I probably didn't hear that until like almost halfway through my treatment cycles.
It was hard. He was 10. So we had to prepare him as much as we could for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
We probably used the word medicine. We probably used the words, I don't know that we ever said tumors. I don't know if we said things like that to you.
When I was younger, I didn't know it was tumors.
The exact like memory, like when you told me.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
I did. We sat him down. I remember he was standing in the hallway, and I think we tried to talk to him, and we said to him, listen, the doctor called. This is what's going to happen. And his words to me were, I'm not going to lose my hair. Do I have to lose my hair? And I said, I'm going to try my hardest. And I did. I called my salon girl, Sherry. I said, listen, he doesn't want to lose his hair. What can we do? And she gave me the advice of just keeping it very short, very, very, what was that called? Like a buzz cut?
Yeah.
But with style. He always had style. And he did, his hair did thin a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But keeping it short, and he was so blonde then, we kind of missed that bullet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there any other questions that he asked you that you maybe couldn't answer, just broke your heart to tell him the truth in addition to the hair one?
Yeah, he was smart. He heard the doctors talk. He came home and Googled. He knew probably more than I knew at one point, right? Like,
I guess.
I think so. I think that, we did talk about it. I remember we got a pamphlet of how to talk and how to break the news, but we really didn't have to break news to him because he was a part of everything. He was part of every doctor appointment. He was a part of it all. The only time he was not a part of it, and I don't know if you remember this, is when he first was diagnosed. We had to go to Cohen's Medical Center, the oncology department. We had to talk to the doctor, but we wanted to not let him know. So my brother actually met us at the hospital, sat outside with Dom, so we could talk to the doctor.
And what was that conversation like?
They told us they never used the word chemotherapy. That they never used any of that.
Really?
I had to ask them. He was talking about the tumors and saying different things. And I think I said to the doctor, I said, are you telling me my son has cancer? Like, it was the furthest. Even though we were going through it all, we were, seeing different doctors. I don't know. That was the furthest from my mind. So when they said that to us, I think it took our breaths away, Kevin and myself. I don't think we heard anything after that.
Yeah, how did Dad react?
As the strong, he was like, it's okay, we're going to get through it. It's going to be fine.
Did you ever see him like angry over it?
Yeah.
Like actually like angry?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I think maybe it was a little worse for him because he had to hold it all in. I could cry. You know what I mean? I could cry in the shower where Kevin, I think it was the hardest for him to hold it together for him because they have such a great relationship that he knows when Kevin's, that they're so in tune with one another that, it was hard for daddy not to just come out and say things to you because he shares everything with you. I think honestly, out of the both of us, it was a lot worse for him. He had to keep his job. He had to make sure our bills were paid. I stopped working. He was the one still doing what he has to do and then have this on top of him. But I honestly think that it taught him, sympathy. Daddy had it way harder than I did. Do you know what I mean?
Did you and him ever talk about it behind scenes? Like, was he open to you about it, or did he shield his emotions from you as well?
I think he did.
Yeah.
I mean, we, I can tell when he's upset, whatever. But he spent a lot of time in the garage, just dealing with his head. He absolutely put on a brave face for me. He absolutely did, because he had the pressure of everything. Yeah. I was able to stay home with you, cuddle you, hold you. He had to leave and go to work thinking what's going to happen at home. And, but, I think it made him a much softer person going through that, not only with him, but seeing what we saw in the hospital. I think it made us both, so grateful for what we have,
Yeah. Any other questions you have for your mom?
Did he stop playing hockey during my treatments?
No. Not once. No. That is his thing. We know it. I fought it forever. He went and played hockey the night Don was born. Set up. I'm not that far from the rink. I can get there. He left. No, he did not stop playing hockey, not once.
That was probably his saving grace, though, playing. Had he not, I think.
You bet.
He needed that.
And then for him, it was even for Dom too. Like, he was coaching Dom.
Yeah.
In every aspect, he was coaching. And then all of a sudden, he had to go coach kids while his son wasn't even there. And he had to tell his son, no, Dom, you can't do that. I can't put you in, Dom. You can't play this game. So that alone right there killed his heart. It really did. It was very hard for him.
Yeah. Do you remember any of that? Like when your dad told you no as a coach, or what you felt in that moment?
Yeah. To be honest, like I remember them sitting me down and my dad like telling me, he's like, this is probably the last soccer game you're going to play for a long time.
That was heartbreaking. I think we all cried.
I didn't believe him. Like, I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what? And then, it just kind of like, once it all started, treatment started to get going. Like, it all just kind of like went away. I don't really, I think it was kind of just understanding that I couldn't play games anymore.
Yeah.
No. We asked he would ask Dr. Feinlevy.
Yeah.
Every appointment, can I play sports? She's like, no, Dom, you can't.
Yeah.
Next appointment, can I play sports? So he did go and play when he could, probably a lot sooner than he should have, but he
practice.
did.
I remember a few times when Dad would let me go to practice, and like she would make him like swear that I like wouldn't play scrimmage, and like he would try. He would honestly try to listen to her, and I would just needle him so bad until he was like, "Get out of my face, go play."
Yeah.
But
yeah, she did. Wow. I know they gave in a lot, but you know what?
Sometimes you have to.
They did. Yeah, and he's better for it.
Yeah. Do you remember my first like time playing sports again? Like when they like kind of cleared me?
Yeah, it was volleyball. I think you first went back to volleyball. That was the first sport in Seneca.
I think it was soccer.
No, you missed the soccer season. You did.
No, outside. It was that tournament, right? That was the first time I played.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
think so.
I think
And
it
that was
was.
such an amazing moment.
Yeah,
It
we
was
won. It was
fear
the
and
first tournament we
everything.
won.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's special.
6 bowls in 3 games.
Wow.
Mhm.
What a stud.
They used to
Like,
call him a bull. They just
I was
said,
I was in the wrong sport for sure. I should
Yeah.
not have been playing
What
soccer.
should you been playing?
Probably hockey. I mean, I
Oh.
kind of was before I got sick, but
Mhm.
I grew up playing soccer and I liked it and I was good
Yeah.
at
so good at it.
Mhm.
They used to everybody would be like, God, he's a little bull. He's a little bull.
Wow. What are some things you learned from your mom? She said a few of your things and like really emphasized your strengths. What'd you learn from mom or?
It took me a long time, but I learned from her that like kind of like the cliche saying where like it's okay like not to be okay.
Mhm.
Um, I think in a way it worked for me like at the time, but I would bottle a lot of stuff up,
Yeah.
and I think I probably like saw that from my dad and
Mhm.
like tried to emulate it because everyone thinks their dad's Superman, right?
Yeah.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think I like modeled that a little bit,
Mhm.
and like she like tried really hard like to pull that out
Yeah.
of me, and
Mhm.
if she didn't, I don't know if we would be like sitting here like on a podcast talking
Yeah.
about this stuff right now.
Wow.
So
That's pretty special.
yeah.
What else? What did she do maybe that helped you during your treatment? Was there certain things she did?
Oh yeah, yeah. We always had snacks.
Yeah.
Always had ice pops. Ice pops are always a lock. Also like when like I went for treatment, they would have to do like a saline flush and like check blood return on my IV like every day. So she always had like sour candies on
Mhm.
hand because like the saline would like leave like the worst taste in my mouth, and like she would always have candies, and that definitely helped. But even like my like angry attitude at the time, like I would make it a fight because I'd
Mhm.
be like, I want more. She'd be like, no,
Mhm.
like you can't eat a whole bag of Skittles during a treatment.
That's what was the worst. Having to tell him no to
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm
many
sure.
things.
Yeah, I even made that a fight. She was
Mm.
just trying to be nice.
What else did she do maybe like when it was telling you things or like prepping you for chemo? Did she do anything like that that helped? Like,
Um, Mom was always really supportive. I think my mom and my dad had a really good dynamic of like my dad like kind of like prepping me for things mentally and like getting my like head right and all that mindset perspective stuff. And mom like was just there like to make it comfortable,
Mhm.
and I don't want to say like my dad was like hard on me, but like she was definitely like softer in the way
Mhm.
of like helping me get through it
Yeah.
when my dad was like, it is what it is, dude.
Uh-huh.
And like put
Well,
your head down and
that
grind.
was our biggest. I remember Kevin and I sitting talking and saying, um, he's got cancer, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have to, work around this. But the main thing is, Kevin, we have to put out a
Mhm.
really good adult.
Yeah.
So, having to say no to him stung,
I'm sure.
but he was going through hell. You just want to give them
Yeah.
everything.
Everything.
But we tried to keep it balanced.
Mhm.
I didn't want to raise a brat. I just didn't.
Mhm.
Wasn't going to happen.
When you tried to keep it balanced, did you and Kevin ever disagree on what should happen, and how did you navigate that?
I won. I
Yeah.
said what was going to happen, and I won.
Give us an example of
Yeah.
something you like disagreed about.
Oh goodness! Sports. Dan, I think he's okay to play. No, he's not. I think he's okay to play. No, he's not.
Mhm.
We went back and forth. When we got the doctor's okay is when I said
Mhm.
okay, but
Mm.
we probably thought about that the
Mhm.
most, and trying to give him everything within reason,
Yeah.
and I think Kevin and I were both on
Mhm.
he was here, give him everything one
Yeah.
week. I was
Mhm.
give him everything the next week.
Yeah. And that's probably how you deal with it too, like,
Yeah.
because he was holding it in a little bit. He may have
He was
not
holding
wanted to be
in
in
so
denial
much.
and
Yeah.
go do it.
Mhm.
So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah.
We
Well,
tried, right?
yeah. Seems like you did the best that you could and had to.
I'm proud.
How is it for you now in like saying you're proud? So like Dom now going and like he has like a great job subbing and he has his podcast. Like, getting his master's, like, do those moments feel greater given everything?
I knew he was going to.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to do something special.
Mm.
I did. I am so proud. And you're amazing. You know, you're just amazing.
Thank you.
His strength really got us, the whole family got us through. What his strength. Dom, I saw it every day. You got out of bed and wanted to go to school with an IV in your arm. I saw him wanting to excel in school. I mean, he wasn't just he was a really good student. He got really good grades. He participated in so much. Seeing you grow through the years, you know, yeah.
Did that ever scare you? Like, I'm sure it's so great. Like, he has this mindset of like, I want to go to school today, and seeing him
that's why I
have that
sat in the parking
resiliency.
lot.
I'm sure it was
I would sit
great, but scary.
terrified. Or I would come home and get on the phone with my girlfriend Cheryl.
Yeah.
And, you know, she'd be like, it's going to be okay. He's a big boy. But it was scary. It's just, and even now it's scary as a mom.
Yeah.
You know, you never want to hear anything bad about your son.
I'm sure. Yeah. How did you take care of yourself throughout this all? Because it seems like a lot of it was like you taking care of Dom, like navigating family stuff. Like, how'd you make sure you were okay?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think we did what we had to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I wasn't a focus. Kev wasn't a focus. Our focus was Dominic, you know, and we didn't really, you know, Kevin went and played hockey. Maybe that's when I got a break, when he wasn't home. You know, you just for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just
it is
do.
hard. Yeah.
It's, you just do. And somehow you all get through it.
Yeah. What advice would you give to another mom out there who is dealing with a child that has cancer or like even another medical illness that's just hard to go through?
I don't think I can give someone advice when their child's going. I didn't want it. Sometimes I didn't like it. Sometimes I wouldn't say a word. Actually, I'd probably just hug them and sit there, because what do you say to a mom who just heard, you know, something's wrong with their child or whatever?
Yeah.
Probably just hug.
It seems like, because like from your perspective, no advice is going to take away what your child's going through.
And I appreciated so many people giving me advice. Again, my family, there were days I couldn't even think, and they picked up the pieces and did whatever we needed them to do. I just think you
just a hug.
just be there.
Yeah.
No words. You don't want to hear words when you're getting that advice.
Yeah.
You know.
Anything else you want to share with your mom, or a memory you want to bring up or tell her?
They're coming back into my head slowly, but what was like the worst memory that you have from like our whole journey, like besides just the diagnosis? Like
my
anything
worst
specific?
memory, they were wheeling you in for brain surgery. They said only one person, and I was like, sorry, Kevin, back up. I'm going in. That was the hardest, to hold you. And now you're 10, but I'm holding, and he was fighting it, and it was very scary. And then to know that someone's in there messing with my boy's brain, his perfect brain. But I know, would you change anything? I would change him never getting diagnosed. But if we had to, the path we took, the friends we've made, the people that's helped us, and now you're helping others. That there makes me so proud that, you know, he got so much, and now he wants to give some back. And that just means everything. It means that what we were trying to teach you, I think you got. I think we got.
And I think you do that too. I think it's maybe not on a podcast that you started or doing things with patients, but like you help others in so many ways and like show up for your family.
Absolutely. Because I'll say it again, we could not have gotten through those years without our family, our extended families, our friends, the teachers. I mean, honestly, we've encountered some amazing people that I wouldn't want to meet them the way we met them, but I'm glad that we have them.
And then how is it for you now? Like, he's in a pretty good place, and then you show up at these events where people might not be. So, for example, Taylor's Hope that we were just at, hearing about the girl that was honored who passed away. How are those moments for you?
Painful. So painful. One, because as you're hearing her story, I'm thinking about her mom and her dad, and I feel their pain. And two, I think I don't know. I don't know.
No, it is painful, and it probably is a little more painful for you because you experienced all those hardships, and I don't know if your brain ever goes to like,
it does.
What if we didn't get out on the brighter side?
What it does, and I mean, I didn't even want to say that. I don't, I say my prayers every night. I'm thankful that we are in the spot we are now. So thankful. I'm glad we made it through all together in one piece. I'm grateful.
And with your mention with like religion, was that like a stronger tie to you because of everything, or was it always something in your life?
Oh, church, religion, it was always in our lives. May not go every Sunday, but faith. I had, I asked God why, but then I also said, thank you. He's here, and I couldn't have anything better than what he is. So I think our faith was questioned a little bit.
Of course,
I know it was for me. I don't know about you.
No, to be honest. Like, you hear me and Fowler talk about it. I talk to God.
I know.
Talk to God in the shower.
I know you do.
And I think that's like everyone deals with it different. Like, some people just go to God to say thankful or to pray that, like, please don't have anything happen. But I think a lot of people do question why. I know I did when I was sick. Like, I'm such a good person. Like, why?
I know. It's
horrible. And it is hard. And I think just everyone deals with things differently. And you'll never have an answer to it. And that's hard too.
It is. It is. But, thank God Grandma reminds us every day, you be thankful. So we're in a good spot right now.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Anything else you want to share with Mom, or any questions you have that I didn't ask?
I definitely want to hear some more stories that you can remember, because I know I remember stuff, but I want to see if anything else sticks.
I would love to know your perspective on the stories, because I know mine. It's completely different.
Like what? Like, name something if you can, and I'll.
Okay, I expected him, even in the hospital getting chemotherapy, to be kind, to be nice, to be not grateful. Wait, not grateful? Ungrateful.
To be ungrateful,
yeah. Ungrateful. We still had to be parents. If a nurse came in, gave him something, I would say thank you, say please, go thank them, we're leaving.
Yeah.
I did. But they were so nice to him that.
Did you ever feel resentment because of that, or just like, Mom, stop, I'm in the hospital, or did your brain never go there?
It never really felt like, Mom, I'm in the hospital or anything like that. It really just felt like, to me, it felt normal. I'm like,
but that's what we wanted.
Yes,
we
and
didn't want, we wanted him to be, you know what? Clean your room, Dom.
Yeah.
Your room's got to get clean. Clean it.